Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Starcom Nexus. In the last episode, we ventured... Look, I'm just going to call it north. I know it's not north at all. It doesn't make any sense to say north. But we went north. The map has an upper area, which I'm going to call north. We went up from Kite Station and encountered in this area another warp gate. We then, from this warp gate, saw this star and decided to continue to head northward towards it. We discovered a derelict that possesses adamantine in its scrap. In fact, I'm tempted to go back there again and then continue our trip up north here. Because in this area, we also discovered the phage. We were warned about them some time ago from the Aronas, and they do look rather nasty, like disgusting and dangerous, and they fly ships that seem to be constructed of some sort of living liquid material. We discovered some planets that have only this sea of gray viscous, well not gray, sorry, crimson viscous ooze on it, and when we sent one of our crew members in to take a peek at it, he reported back a tugging sensation on his suit, and then all contact with him was lost. So something pulled him apart. The phage themselves don't mind us in their sectors, but have warned us against landing at this unscanned planet, which Dr. Pillman thinks we should probably go and visit, because that is likely the phage homeworld, and the phage, he believes, are some sort of intelligent bioweapon, which has learned how to now travel in space, and we've detected several planets in these areas consumed by them. In this episode to start, though, I figured we would come back down here, and then head in this direction to this white dwarf. There is another metering obelisk that I would not mind acquiring before we try to reach the... figure out where the nest world is for the Aras. So we're going to try to find it. Let's go up here and then zip over to this white dwarf. Our ship is now quite a bit larger than when we had last left off. I don't like the way all my engines are arrayed, but it's, well, this is it. This is what we got. What is this, by the way? A Sentinel Defender? We can just ignore you. We can probably ignore these Aras as well, because we're not going to visit that planet. We don't care about the Ulku. And we head up north. Alright, so since this is going to take a little bit, I suppose we can talk a little bit about other games on the Steam sale that I'm trying out. So, in between this episode and the last one, today is, by the way, July 1st, 2022, in case you're curious about when I'm recording this. Almost the middle of the summer, and it's the Steam Summer Sale. So I picked up a few games, and I'm actually trying them out right away. Oh, and we're losing energy, by the way. So five of the generators is not enough to power our engines without draining our reserves, so we'll probably drop an engine for a generator. One of the games I picked up was something called 1 Mile from Eden, I think it's what it's called. It's very interesting. It's a real-time grid-based card game. You play a character who... You pick up cards, and these cards, at least for this initial character, Saffron is her name, that give you spells. These spells have a mana cost and a cooldown. You get 2 spells from your deck at any one time, and you can cast either of them in combat. And then when you use both of those spells, another spell will replace it, or your deck gets shuffled, if you so wish as well. Hold on, let's scan this planetoid. Nothing on it. Let's deal with this cutter while we're here. The gameplay takes place on like a grid. Enemies that you can go... The enemies can go on your part of the grid, and you have to avoid like mines placed, enemies' attacks coming at you at your grid. It's all done in real time. It reminds me of a game I backed an age ago on Kickstarter called Sea Wars that never came to fruition. The game was abandoned as far as I can tell from the developers. But it looked a lot like it, which is why I picked it up. And it's fun. I really like it. But I'm not very good at it. Which, oh, please. Okay, yes, I know, Ara. We'll find your nest. But that's a cutter. We're gonna have to... I want to deal with it. Something in the star, I see. This isn't a normal asteroid. It's a stellar core fragment, rich in neutronium. It's too large for our tractor beam, so we'll have to break it up. I see the swarm drone. It's going to go this way to get to the gas giant. Assuming it's swung up there. Let's see if we can intercept it. Darn it. I didn't... okay. I thought it might swing down first before it did what it just did. So that's a shame. If I kept going, we could have grabbed it. That's the first neutronium asteroid we have discovered. In my first playing through of this game, I had discovered 2 others before this spot. And this one wasn't here, so they must be random spawns. I wonder if we'll find 3 of them in the sectors we end up going to in this seed. Anyway, I like the game. The music is good. It's very fast-paced. I think it's probably beyond me. I'm not good at real-life reaction times any longer, unless it's a slower, it's got to be a slower-paced game. If it's a real-time strategy or combat game, like a twin-stick shooter, it's got to be like this. It's got to be a slower-paced game these days. I can't handle real-time strategies any longer, not without significant losses or lowering the difficulty of the setting. So I think I like it. I've only played it for about an hour so far. On that note, I've fired up Ziggurat 2 again, and I was able to get a little further than before. I've unlocked a few other weapons, and 2 new creatures have shown up in some of the missions. So there is more replayability than I had originally thought. But I'm probably going to put the game down after about 10 hours, 11 hours or so of it, so I can begin playing some more Hedon. I have to finish the rest of that campaign. And if I get addicted to another first-person shooter, I won't do so. This is interesting. This looks like a petrified forest to me, this picture. A number of craters on this planetoid were found covered with bizarre pointy formations. Further analysis showed that they were not the result of any geologic process, but grew out of the regolith, almost like plants. Even more strangely, the mineral-rich cones appear to transmit information between clusters using vibrations, so as a way for them to communicate with each other. Attempt to analyze the cone's signals. Detailed analysis revealed that while the individual cones were capable of only very basic signal processing, an entire cluster possessed computational processing that qualified as sentient. The cone clusters were likely not indigenous to this planetoid, but were seeded by meteors. Oh, kind of not exactly the same thing, but reminds me of the cranium rats from Planescape Torment. So the neutronium asteroids we can destroy are blue with X's in them, as you can see here. I think we'll go ahead and destroy this one and grab a bunch of neutronium. Or, well, we could leave it here, but I don't see why we would. It's a little close to the sun, but I don't think we'll have to worry about the gamma rays damaging the ship. Having taken a few upgrades now, Ah, okay. Immune to our missiles. Oh, or not. Let's back up a bit and see. It's... okay, it's not. So the more we shoot it, the more neutronium we will get. This is affected by, as far as I was aware, the upgrades you have, the upgrades that increase the chance of you gaining resources. Right, not bad. We've already sailed past the sun. Let's see what this green world has on it. Ooh. Very pretty. I like the deep, rich green here with the ocean on the near it. Looks like the equator's the portion that has most of the life on it, judging from how gray or barren the rest of the planet looks. Something on the surface of this. It's another one of the markers. The last marker I'm aware of. Besides a mountain lake on a temperate planet, the team finds another neutronium benchmark. Planet survey benchmark. Silver Sword. Wow, I still can't pronounce it. Habitability. I can't. Why do I say habitability? No. Yeah, it is right. Habitability rating 0.91. 0.205 Lear to Silver Sword, which is the star here. 23.13 Lear to Nest Whirlpool. Judging from various erosion indicators and a nearly indestructible metal, it has probably been here for several centuries and won't be missed. Well, that tells us how far in Lear it is from this planet to the sun. The way this is supposed to work is that we go into the sun, and then this tells us how far it is from here. So 30, roughly about, looks like 350 astral units is the equivalent of the Lear distance it would take from that to reach that planet to the sun. Let's look at the log again. So with that in mind, if we times that by 5, then that gives us 1 Lear is equal to 350 times 5. It's not quite accurate, but it's close enough. So what would that be? 1,500? Just over? Astral units. Is that equivalent to... Sorry, so 1 Lear is 3,500 astral units. So if the Nest Whirlpool... If the Nest Whirlpool is 23.13 Lear away, then we would need to times 3,500 by 23 to figure out the distance from that planet to the warp nexus that brings us to where the Arionas come from. Now, at this point, I have a general... I kind of remember where it's located, and I'm going to try to go out to it. To this end, though, I'm going to cut the recording, because it's going to take me some significant amount of time to fly out there. So, you're going to have to bear with me, everyone. So, I will be right back. Oh, but normally what you would do is you would measure out the distance to the whirlpool from this planet, and then try to see where all of these nests circles from those planets intercept each other after you've got the distance to the whirlpool from them all. Based on, I think, one of these. I think this is something cathedral, I think. Is that right? What, if I pop this up and we search for benchmark. Frozen benchmark. Yep, desolate benchmark. Dying Cathedral was 8.16 Lear. This is the closest it will be to the next whirlpool, which hints that the next whirlpool is someplace down here, given that this one was 23 Lear from it. Is that right? And from here, from where we're located to here, 27. Yep, that's about right. All right, everyone. So I'm going to cut the recording, and I will be back when I am en route to where it is located. Actually, we have a little battle to do here first. I suppose, actually, what I can do this on screen with you guys, after all, because I can load my other campaign slot up. Let's deal with the defender first. Unaffiliated vessel. You were ordered to pay. Okay, we play on the Chirolite. Thanks for interrupting our combat, though, you jerks. There's a Chitek cargo ship here, so we'll destroy that as well. Just to get the music to go away. Okay, so this will be the first time I'm doing this on screen, and one of the only times I'm actually doing this. So to load a different save, apparently you can't do it from this menu. But every time you save, auto or otherwise, it creates, as you can see, a save slot. So I'm going to load a different save. From my first time through the game. And here it is. Negative 3.37. Negative 30.31. Let me double check that again. I'm gonna just forget. So down. Negative 3.37 by negative 30.31. Okay. Negative 3.37 by negative, so it's going to be, I hear it, whatever it is, it's just going to have to wait. No, this... I hate you, Cutter. Oh, wow, we have a group of them here. Let's not stay. I hate this. All I want to do is look at the map, and I can't do it from any current location because we've got hostiles. I'd rather not fight them. Okay, I'm just going to ignore the sentinels and the... Oh, there's quite a few of them, actually. I'm just going to let them exist. Sure We're going to need to take this... Okay, let's stop here in space. One more time. Negative 3.37. 30.31. That seems wrong. But I'm going to go with it. So we're 2 jumps away. The Sentinels actually have quite a few of their troops around in here. We could... I guess we will stop to fight a few of these. Actually, there's no... Aras here, so maybe we can at least survey these planets. We're not going to get a chance to land on it. The enemy is approaching. Okay, so let's clear out the Sentinels, explore these planets before we go to the Nest Whirlpool. That's a cutter. No, that's an interceptor. The shields actually are really handy in letting us just stand there and pulverize them. And the rest of them looks like they've left. They probably took the warp nexus out of here. We have some Ara strikers here next. We don't want to really get yelled at again, so let's try to avoid them at the moment. Oh, there is a Sentinel cutter down here. We'll deal with it as well then. Maybe we can get another laser research from it. Wait, I thought that said cutter. That is not a cutter. That is a scout. Oh, more cutters probably. Interceptors. I'm sorry, not cutters. Arrows is what I meant. I think we want one more jump. We do. One more jump to put us a little closer. We could try trudging out there from here, but we will be gone for quite some time. We could go back to Kite Station, but we'll be okay. I do want to do a little bit of remodeling on this craft of ours. That looks like a Ara cruiser. You get to exist at the moment, swarm drone. Oh no! I know. We'll get it. Maybe we can catch this after all if it comes up this way. I don't think it's going to. It looks like it's heading down to that planet. All right, forget it. Oh, maybe we will catch it. Keep going in this direction. No, you don't. Got it, but nothing in its travels detected. I don't think the number of swarm drones decreases. I just think the odds of you getting research from them begins to decrease as you capture more and more of them, and they get fast. I'm pretty sure they get faster and faster the more of them that you capture. Well, yep, I'm aware of the comet. In fact, I guess I'll mark this as well. I'm pretty sure we've seen that comet, but we couldn't scan it because I was worried about the arrows yelling at me. Looks like you're basically, when they detect you, you're given a chance to pay Chirolite or they open fire. And then the second time, if you paid them earlier, they warn you that the next time they talk with you, you're going to have to pay that again, effectively. So it is a toll to pass through their system. And and I got the name of one of the horror games incorrect last episode. I called it Memoriam. It's Lamentium, I think. Lamentorium? Something of that sort, which I'll probably start recording very soon. It's a bit awkward to start recording Halloween games in the summer, but I know if I don't start doing so now, I won't be able to keep the uploads going during the Halloween months, because I'm going to try to upload 2 videos a day come those months, September and October. That would be 120 videos if I do it every single day. 2 a day. 30 days a month. 60 total days. 120 videos. So, that might be a bit too much after all. But I'm still going to make the attempt. So we will see. And I'm nearing where I think the warp nexus is. Oh, there it is. Again, everyone, I don't feel too bad about this. As you can see, I found it in my other save slot, and when I was looking for it, I had wandered out in this area and scanned all over in within these 4 blocks looking for it. I knew it was out here somewhere, but without a tool to help me figure out where exactly all the circles were, I was left staring at a ton of these little markers as I tried to mark circles around all the planets, and I was off a little bit. Anyway, let's see where this takes us. As you can see, a vast distance is covered by taking this warp nexus. Intruder! Identify yourself immediately or be destroyed! I'm Jared Hiltman of Starcom. We have peaceful intentions. Over 100 hatchlings ago, our ships flew through the whirlpool. 3 hatchings later, a single Kessler returned. They brought reports of a terrible evil called the Phage that threatened entire worlds. It could pluck memories from those it consumed to better help it devour. The path back to the nest was guarded with secrecy. No Arona would divulge it. If you have come here, you must be the Phage. We are not the Phage. We found our way here by examining the markers left by one of your survey ships. We did send survey ships long before learning of the Phage. But the Phage could have learned that as well. If what you say is true, you should know the names we've given some of your stars. Tell us 3. So, unfortunately, you can't consult your log at this point. So, this would be a reload if you did not expect this. I had to reload the game. And, unfortunately, it's not as easy as, typing them in, or them giving you a huge amount of them. They want you to pick the right one from amongst the choices that are listed to you below. I had found 3 of the 4 markers, and I had to guess one of them. I guessed it incorrectly twice. Anyway, Golden Jester, I know what these are now, I'm pretty sure. Golden Jester is one of them. Dying Cathedral is another one. And Crimson... Oh, Silver Sword is another. Those are the names we have given some of your stars in our old surveys. You may proceed to the Irona Nest World to make your case. Can't say I blame them for being so nervous. And thankfully, this time I know where the Nest World is. We will come back for all of these planets to scan them, since I feel thematically it would be best for us to just proceed onward to where they are directing us to go. We are not looking to land on a planet, though we will scan it. We're looking for a space station around one of their planets. Really like the look of the nebula here as well, the light shining off of it. It makes it look like we're flying through a sky, and that these are the clouds in the background. We want to go to that star. And there is quite a bit of research you can get from this area of space, thanks to several comets which fly through this area. We'll probably get one of them because of how easy it is to acquire it, and we'll come back here later to get the other. I guess we can speed things up a bit. Since we have not yet activated the warp gate from the phage, and because I'm thinking that we will want to probably eliminate them first before we do so, I'm a little nervous. Okay, hold on. I'm messing this up. So when I was here with in my first playthrough, I had destroyed the phage before I found this area. Here I have not. I am not going to activate a warp gate here. We're going to go back all the way to here and sail out. Hold on. This is the one we're not likely to miss. I'm not going to activate the warp gate here because I don't want the phase showing up here. Oop, there it is. Oh no, that's the prismatic one! No! that was not so easy to actually discover. Or rather, capture. I don't think I was able to scan it. That comet takes a very, in my last playthrough, that comet takes a very odd route. I don't think it comes back here too often, so we just missed it. It will eventually do so, but I might have to hang out here for a while. Something on the surface of that planet, but actually we should not land there. We're looking for their nest world. That is what we're looking for. The giant planet over here. I suppose, though, we can sail past their star while we're in this area. Basically, we want permission to be here first before we do anything else with the Aras. And here's their station. I'm guessing... Oh, I see plasma launchers. Or plasma turrets. Lots of armor guarding their reactors. That's either... the missiles are here as well. Well, we're here to hail them, not fight them. Please make your way to the Nest World for diplomatic introductions. That was one of these ships. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was the station. So we actually are landing here. All right. Let us do so. Oh, look at that. Reminds me... Oh, what's the name of the game now? Hyperlight Drifter. The bird people in the north section of that game lived on a mountain like this, and you could see it in the distance from this one overlook surrounded by clouds. Reminds me of it. They were technologically advanced too, if I recall correctly. As the survey lander descends, a small fighter ship appears and escorts it to a landing pad on a high summit. From there, the team is escorted to a plain air perch, where they are met by a distinguished-looking Araonian flanked by a dozen guards. After the team leader explains that by Starcom Directive Final Hope's commander... after the team leader explains that by Starcom Directive, Final Hope's commander does not go on survey missions for obvious reasons, too easy to be killed and captured, a video comm link to the ship is set up. They really want to talk with me. On behalf of the Araona, I welcome you and your crew to the nest. I am Diplomatic Counselor Saranat. What can we do for you? We request a treaty group identifier to prevent hostilities with the Araona outside the nest. There are Araona outside the nest? By the Prismatic Messenger, this is extraordinary! We have long given up any hope of any of the original scouting fleet surviving. I will have treaty codes transmitted to your ship immediately. With them, you should be able to make diplomatic contact with the dispersed fleet. We'll read what she says later. In recognition of the tremendous service you have done for us, I am presenting you with a Tolinar, a shard of a jewel that adorned the original Nest Krish. We thank you, Jared Hiltman and your crew of Final Hope. Hey! Nice! I was really proud when I found this, despite needing a little bit of help from the internet, and I never actually fought the Aras to fly through their space sectors before. Let's see what First Officer Williams said. This jewel is actually part of a data crystal. Not just any data crystal, but a Starcom data archive. I don't know the Arona could have ended up with it. I don't know how. But even as a fragment, it has a tremendous amount of research data on it. It also contains an algorithm, which I'm analyzing. I finished the analysis. It's another algorithm related to graph theory, but different from the previous. Whatever it is, it has some very advanced math behind it. Let's go ahead and visit the space station, which is now friendly to us. Rising thermals, Jared Hiltman. What can the Arona Nest fleet do for you? We'd like to trade with you. This is the only location that you will be allowed to trade with this race, by the way. Their craft are not authorized to trade with you and will not do so. They're a stickler for convention. As you can see, they value the Chirolite as their exchange currency. Let's think here. What can we trade? Oh man, I just realized we really need titanium. We don't have very much here. Yttrium sells rather well with them also. Let's trade... I'm gonna... do I want to trade that much? We'll trade 36 yttrium, and then double check to make sure we're not shorting ourselves. We are not. And I wouldn't mind having titanium, but this is not the most efficient trade for titanium. Despite the fact that you have 1,856, we get 5 of it. It's a much better deal going to the Ulku and trading with them instead. On that note, actually, I don't know what I want from them. Gold is decent, actually. I think a trade. Platinum isn't so bad either. Well, let's grab 9 platinum. Can we grab a little more? We can. At least 2 more. Without losing. Actually, then, let's try to grabbing a bunch of it. Can we grab 49? And we still make a profit, huh? Okay. We'll take 59 platinum. The Arona Nest would be delighted to trade with our Starcom friends. Alright! Let's go ahead and scan a few planets and not bump into the... Is this a striker? What is this? Oh god! I'm sorry. Thankfully we didn't hit him. Once again, that gunner knows what we want to do, not what we don't want to do. Let's see what's on this barren planet. What the heck is that? Look at that crazy looking cube out here. I get the impression it's like some bits of it are supposed to be coming in and out of the cube. This temperate moon shows evidence of several extremely low-tech vertebrate species. But off on the shoreline of a small freshwater lake is an artifact of an advanced civilization, a massive translucent cube-like structure. Every energy reading suggests it is actively doing something. I think the last time I was here, I scanned this with either LiDAR or sonar, and it vanishes if you do so. Well, I don't remember which one I used. I think it might have been LiDAR. But I don't remember. I'm not brave enough to remove a sample of the structure for analysis. Let's get it with sonar and see what happens. At first, nothing happened. The team tried changing the frequency of the sonar beam. Suddenly, the cube began to vibrate in resonance, emitting a mournful chime before shattering. Whatever secrets the structure held were lost. At least the team was able to recover some resources among the crystal shards. 41 Chirolite. I think with LiDAR, the thing just deactivates or vanishes. So I suppose next time I ever play this game, we'll have to try... I'll have to remember to take a sample of it. Look at this planet. The different bog colors here. It's like someone left that in the kitchen sink a little too long and it grew a bunch of mold all over it. What we're going to do next is visit all the planets in this sector. The arrows are friendly with us. We no longer feel like we absolutely must get back to the Arona Nest station as quick as possible. And then we're heading back to where we entered this from. That's an interesting marking on the North Pole, that mountain there. But there's nothing else here of interest. We'll have to get very lucky for me to find the prismatic comet blowing through here again. Quite a hot-looking canyon here. Hidden deep in a rocky valley, the survey team found an abandoned prospector outpost. Whoever mined here before harvested most of the ore, but the lander's laser was able to access some deposits left behind before returning to Final Hope. We have another barren planet down here we will attempt to reach. Pardon me. I'm assuming these look... No, they don't look like strikers. I guess it might make sense that the fleet would be composed of different ships from the one that went through the warp nexus. As who knows how long it's been, 100 hatchings since that occurred. Nothing on that planet's surface. There's the warp gate. I knew I'd find one. It is not active, and this is... Now it all makes sense to me, because I was greatly confused as to why this one wasn't active in my other campaign. It's because I never actually activated the eye, and this is not the prismatic one. That's a different comet. We're going to wait here for it, because this one actually is a very short orbit around the sun here. Does this like over and over and over again, so it should come back here in less than a minute, I think. So where the games are, did you pick up, Tim? For it seems I should really write an outline down like I used to do, or like I do occasionally. So this way. Oh, you're kidding me. We didn't get any information from it. Oh, maybe we've already scanned a planet of this, a comet of this color, which is why we're not going to get any research points from this one. That would probably explain why we weren't told about this comet being here, because we've already scanned it. I want to make sure. So we're going to be as close to it as I feel like we can get. That is so cool looking. Hopefully it won't smash into us. I don't think it's going to. Okay, yeah, that should be close enough. So, okay, we've already scanned a white comet. We don't get any credit for that one. This is likely to be how the eye is opened. Yep, I suspect we'll find another way to do that here. But we're not going to do so. Constant high-speed dust storms render visibility near zero below 200 meters on this planet. Prior encounters with these structures allow the team to navigate to the chamber that controls the eye. Leave it alone. We don't want to activate it until the phage are eliminated. Just in case they warp down here and attack these, this race. I did, by the way, take a peek at the new game that this developer is making. That was pretty close. That was also pretty close. And it looks a lot like this one, but with more advanced systems in play. It looks like you can... the ship design is a bit more involved. It looks like there's a little more involved than just correct dialogue choices now. It looks like there's skills you can take to help you with various things in the game. I liked what I saw very much, and I will probably pick up that game when it's finally released as well. Well, let's go up to the small planet. Nothing on it. We'll hit up the gas giant. Ooh, a yellow tinge on this one. Wow, look at all the planets that are still left in this area. Holy crap. Hopefully we can get some more research. My plan when we get back is to probably spend that research on even larger ships. As well, then again, we're not quite maxed out yet. We have room for one more module. My plan is to drop an engine, grab a reactor, and take another shield cell. Although we're going to need more titanium to be able to do that. Oops, sorry about that. Don't need to talk with you guys. I want to scan the planet. Nothing on the surface of this one either. Alright. Let's Excuse me, guys. Don't... Oh, God. Don't mind me. Stop! Everyone wants to fly by and see us. They probably want to hail us and ask how their brothers and sisters are doing out there in that area of space where we left them. We will absolutely want to go back and tell them. Like, they'll be so surprised we have the treaty identifier. And we'll be able to tell them that we found where their nest world whirlpool is. Something on this planet. Looks like a mountainous one to me. It is a mountainous one. Oh, this! Okay, our first encounter with this. This is something we will have several times. I love the look of that spaceship, by the way, on the planet's surface. You know, I keep meaning to mention that I had been talking some time ago about how I'm not really concerned about graphics in these games. If this game didn't have these pictures and only had the text, I would still love this entire exploration game. But the pictures do add quite a bit of personality to what we see. Like, this is a great picture. It really shows what it is that we are seeing down here. There's a canyon, there's a vessel parked in its shadow, and it looks like it doesn't want to be found. It looks high-tech. I really like it. Like, all the pictures have done something similar to this. It's trying to show you what the words are telling you about. I like it. I think this developer did a fantastic job with these portraits here. The rocky terrain makes approach to the anomaly location tricky. The team lands some distance away and approaches on foot. A freighter is concealed among the rocks, its engines still running. A figure in a vaguely crustacean-shaped envirosuit signals to the team. When they approach it, it addresses them through a handheld translator. Got shipment, top blue. For mustache, 19 adamantine. You buying or not? Zor ancient good pancakes if not. Your translator seems to be malfunctioning. You planked it enough to hover my ear, no? You buying or zero? So, you can buy things from this merchant at the cost of paying him adamantine. What you get in return, I'm not sure if it's fixed or not, but I'm going to tell you, it's from my interacting with this smuggler, I'll call him. I don't know if he is or not. Most of the time, what I get from him is gold. Like 135 pieces of gold, or units of gold. It might be worth the adamantine if I can find someone who has a favorable exchange rate for it. Sometimes, though, you can get something different from the trader. There was one time I got about 200, I think, research from him. I'm not sure if it's random. 19 adamantine is a lot of adamantine to spend for not knowing what we're going to get. But I think we'll buy whatever the trader is selling this first time at the very least. The trader takes the team's adamantine and unloads a maglev pallet with a large metal crate from the port of the freighter. It scurries back inside. Suddenly the ship rises up and flies toward the horizon. The crate contains a mysterious wand-like device that hums and vibrates when movement is near. The engineer is unable to determine the power source. 45 research points for 19 adamantine. I should say that arguably that is worth it, because research is not something you can easily get. There's quite a few more plants around here. Let's go down here. The first time I did that, I did not get research. I got gold. So it must be a random selection of things you can get from him. Something on this barren planet. Glad I did it to have that confirmation. I like the look of this, but it doesn't detail anything here about what might be the anomaly. A cursory search of the area where the supposed anomaly was detected reveals nothing of interest. Perhaps the anomaly scanner is on the blink again. Keep searching. There must be something. A prolonged search still uncovers nothing. 2 more attempts, and then we'll toss in the towel. 1. After a lengthy search, one of the team members notices something odd. A collection of a dozen impact craters, all roughly 5 meters in diameter, patterned in golden ratio spiral. While interesting, without the scientific explanation, the discovery has no value. Further searching shows nothing else of note. This must be what the anomaly scanner was triggered by. Just like with the trader, I think sometimes you will arrive at a planet and your system will be on the fritz. And I'm guessing it might do something similar and choose randomly an event. I think that planet, the last time I had been there, when I searched 3 times, didn't have anything. And then I was like, you know what? It's probably on the fritz. Let's just leave. Which is what I was going to do that time as well. I like this. It gives the game some replayability. I love just playing through the game again, having used to play it for another like 40 hours. That's how much I really like making the ships, exploring these planets again. I thought the developer did a good job on the story for the game too. Nothing on this planet. Nothing further away. We'll probably want to swing past the star. I think we actually did that already, but I don't see any arrows in the area to collide into, which is good. I'm apparently going to miss the swarm probe, though, as it swings south to that planet we just left. And anything on the surface of this one? Yes! Let's see what's on this desert planet. A city! More titanium for us, then. This would probably be similar to the other ones we've seen, where the desertification occurred. Another world that succumbed to the rapid desertification several millennia ago. The similarity of the effects suggests that this was either the product of a weapon or large-scale celestial phenomenon. That's a very nice amount of titanium. That will let us build, I think, the last module we need. Although now we need more adamantine to build the shield module I want. We need 50 or 45 adamantine for it. And I think that's all the planets down here, everyone. Yep. Alright, we do have that prismatic comet, but we'll come back here after we've dealt with the phage. I think to wrap up this episode, we will tell the other eras about their homeworld. We'll be glad to have the treaty identifier, and then we can go back to Kite Station. We didn't find this comet, so we should probably maybe hover around here briefly too and see if we can detect it. We also no longer need any of these benchmark notes. Though I don't remember. Comet detected. Unexplored ordnance. Another bench. Don't need this. I don't like having these here. If I can get rid of them. Since when I search for certain terminology, it will show up. So I like deleting my notes after I've discovered the things I leave them to remind me about. Right. So, last year, I played through Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines on the channel for Halloween. I wonder, I mean, none of these are going to go up, I think, until after October has arrived. And I'll upload Starcom Nexus around sometime starting in November. Since it's looking likely I'll have beaten this game by the time probably September rolls around at the rate I'm recording it. But Vampire the Masquerade Redemption is on my computer now. I never beat that game. I never got to the plot twist, assuming there is one. So I am curious what it will be. And it might be a fun one to play. I've picked up a high def mod. Picked up a high def mod for the game. These are all kind of important spots to place because... Oh, crap, there it was! Oh, we missed it. Darn it. We saw it head up in that direction. Let's head out past this planet. Actually... Let's look. So it won't be more than 2,000 astro units away from this. Which means... Oh, yep. Oh, but we detected that one already. I don't think that can't be the comet that we were told about. Well, let's first talk with this striker. Your ship is now broadcasting a new Araona Treaty Group identifier code. How is this possible? We discovered the location of the Nest Whirlpool and petitioned the Araona Nest. They are anxious to be reunited with you. I never thought I'd see the day. Words alone are insufficient to express our gratitude and regret at previous hostilities. Allow us to transfer a modest gift of resources to you. You and Final Hope will always be regarded as true friends of the Araona. Plus 20 Enementine. Thank you, guys. And now they will stop hailing us. Which is good. So I don't think that's the... I doubt that's the comet. Either we weren't close enough to scan it, or it's a different comet that sails through here. Yeah, we should have been... Oh, okay. White comet. The self-illuminating bright white light of this comet seems to come from a novel phenomenon related to the Caspian. Okay, so that was it. We just weren't close enough. The other one in the Araona sectors was also white, though, but we didn't get credit for that one. That's interesting. Alright, well, let's head back to a warp gate. And the closest one of those will be taking this Nexus to that one. Yeah, I'm thinking we can probably play through Vampire Redemption, The Consuming Shadow, Occult Chronicles. Consuming Shadow and Occult Chronicles will be one run through the game. Well, Consuming Shadow's like doing 2 runs through the game. Sometimes a third. Because you can complete one of those in just about an hour. Sometimes it takes me an hour and a half to do so. Occult Chronicles, if I'm actually not killed off early, will take about 6 or 7 hours to play through that roguelike. Vampire Redemption, which is probably going to be 40 or so vids, I'm guessing. And then we've got Lamentium and Stitched is what I'm planning to play through this year. I think we can probably fit all of them in. I've been eyeing a puppet combo game. I really enjoy watching people play puppet combo horror games. They're slasher basically flicks, and the graphics for them are like old. It's like they were made in like the 90s, but they do a good job on the music for them, and the gameplay looked really interesting. It's very easy to die in those games, and it's game over if you do. And I like the idea of them. There's one that's not out yet called Stay Out of the House that I have on Steam. I've been watching it when it gets released. I might play through that. That entire game will probably be better suited to be played blind, which I'm a little bit nervous about, since I prefer trying games before I upload them, on the off chance I don't like them in the end. Alright, well, let's wrap up this session, everyone. Docking with Kite Station. We didn't lose anybody. How's morale? Not too bad. My people hear that your crew's hopeful, and that makes them hopeful. Have you found an origin sample of the phage yet? No, Dr. Pillman, not yet. Is there anything else? Nope. Alright, so for the shipyard, we're going to drop an engine. I'll drop this one to take another reactor. Oh, take another reactor. Darn it! I'm one adamantine away from the other shield reactor, so we're gonna go get it. We just need a trader. So there's some, I think, here. Oh, there's an Uku right here. In cool waters we saw you again. Our story was at a turning. Things for things, things for knowledge. What did we do when we swam together? Things for things. I want an adamantine. I can probably trade you some neutronium for that. And they value titanium. 1 titanium for every 1. I should really just get more titanium. I really think this is a good trade. So if I trade 32 neutronium, we should be able to get like, can I get 500 titanium? And we still make a huge profit. Oh, not a huge profit. We still make a profit. I think I have discovered that the Ulku are the best race to buy titanium from, I'm guessing. You can get 20 of it for every single neutronium you trade. 652 research is not that much research. Let me look at the blueprints we have. We can make my guardian angel now if I want to. But I wanted to at least design a slightly different version of this. There we go. A bit on the slower side. But I think I like the look of it. Yeah, I like this. Okay. Well, in any case, let's now spend some research. So, we're still using missiles. So I'm thinking we'll upgrade them. Let's take fusion warheads. Increase the blast radius and damage of missile warheads. So right now our missiles, because this is something that we will be told about. Our missiles do 17 damage. I'm expecting this to go to 21 or 20 damage. $21, so 4 points. Last upgrade, I think, increased it by 3. With 350 points left, I think it is time to take plasma lensing. Well, yeah, I think it's time to take plasma lensing. Done. More accuracy for our plasma turrets. And 262 left is enough. We could grab either sinusoidal evasion. Soidal? Evasion. We could also grab something to improve our turning rate. If I grab Quanterian compression. Both of those are tempting. We'll improve our missiles again with this upgrade. Alright, everyone. And we will stop here. So, when we come back, I think it's time for us to go after this, where the Sentinels came from now. We'll get back to just exploring the rest of this a bit later. I want to at least investigate this area and see what's inside the sector that they warped in from. Maybe there's another army there waiting to fight us, so we can blunt it a bit. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and take care, everyone.